This week on Fox Pro Furtaker.
There's tile coyotes in these cows.
We head to southern Mississippi after late season coyotes.
There's 4 of them, Dustin.
Breeding season is in full swing, and the coyotes are thick. Big numbers, big wind, and black coyotes begin right now.
We're in the deep south of Mississippi. It's late February and we're with Dustin Whitacre from Mossy Oak.
It's really been a tough winter. You know, this terrain down here, it's rolling hills, a lot of cattle pasture. It's just it's a little more open than some areas in Mississippi. You have big patches of hardwoods at maybe 300-400 acres, and then you have 300-400 acre crop field or cattle pasture. But a lot of the terrain we're gonna be hunting is pretty close to cattle pasture. This time of year, these coyotes they're sucked up right up to these cows. What they're doing is when these calves are born, the mother's milk is really high in protein. She's giving these calves colostrum. When those calves eat that colostrum, and basically they go to the bathroom, what they're discharging out of their bodies is really high in protein. These coyotes are in there and they're picking that up and eating it. Oh, the only bad thing about this time of the year is you can deal with a lot of wind and rain.
It's gonna get bad, you see it.
It makes it a little tricky when you're filming a coyote show.
Yeah, we can just sit here a second and see what happens.
Well, obviously the first morning we get out there and you're all optimistic, you're ready to throw that call down, set up shop, and start ringing the dinner bell. But we pull up to the first spot and this thunderstorm's moving in. Did you ever kill a coyote in a lightning storm? Wind and rain suck for predator hunting.
Radar says where I live is underneath it, but the weatherman's never right. Let's try to roll to my house or over that way and try one of those spots.
You go down here, call this field and see what happens.
Coyote right there.
Oh, shoot.
Dang it.
Well, needless to say, it saw us before we saw it.
He knows what we are.
Yeah.
He just got in.
You gotta get out of here. But what do you do in that situation? You get busted by a coyote. My theory is always this. You sit down, put your butt down on the ground, put the call out there and turn the call on. You never know what could happen. Right here, Dustin, right here.
Black coyote.
I'm gonna shoot the black one. I got that back one.
Nice. 2 of them.
Double. When we were on this stand, everything just kind of blew up. You know, it was just like a bomb going off as soon as we turned that Fox Pro on. Well, that black coyote come up there and we're all focused on it, and it has another one with it. It gets really crazy, but that's coyote hunting. That's why we love it. It's an adrenaline rush. It's fast and exciting. Hit him some, brother. He turned and was running right at us. I was like, man, he's committing suicide. Yeah. Isn't that amazing, a coyote hunting? One stand changes your whole day. Look at the head on that thing. I've never shot a black coyote.
It's just kind of a rarity. It's kind of like shooting a probably like 170-inch deer. Just don't happen for everybody that often.
That is freaking awesome. I thank you so much, man. That is.
You gotta get him mounted. It's a $700 day.
Let's go get the second one.
Yeah.
This is a female, I bet. That'd be cool to get this pair, if it's a female, get a pair mounted.
There you go. Yeah, smaller. Okay.
Where is she? Female?
Female.
There's a pair.
Heavy.
Look at that. Big eastern coyotes right here in Mississippi. We're watching Foxborough Furtakers right here on the Outdoor Channel. It's the end of February. We're in Mississippi where the coyotes are breeding heavily, and we're with Dustin Whitacre from Mossy Oak.
This time of year when I start out calling, I usually start out with rabbit distress. Then I'll go to coyote vocals.
Abner, there's 2 coyotes out there. They're about 3/4 of a mile.
There's 2 more coming into from the left on the other side of that drainage. You see them? Look at that female yodel howl.
There's just a pile of coyotes in this area.
There's 4 of them, Dustin.
I don't think there's any way they hear us. And that's actually farther than you think. That's probably half a mile, but they didn't hear us at all.
Couldn't hear it because the wind's just blowing the sound right back over our heads, and they couldn't hear it.
Middle of February, end of February, these coyotes are starting to breed, so they're chasing each other around, and there's probably 1 or 2 females in heat, and you've got a couple groups of males, and they're trying to figure out who's the dominant male. And
we will be back in here and we'll kill one of them, no doubt. Well, like a lot of people in this industry, Dustin, he's got to catch up on some things here and there in the office, and he had some meetings to go to. So we hooked up with Neil Hayes from Mossy Oak. He actually had never coyote hunted before. So it was really cool. I just couldn't wait to get him out there and show him how this happens.
Like there's always coyotes running across these fields. And the wind's out of the north, so we'll just back him and just walk down there.
Let's set up right in here, put the call out, and we'll see what happens here. We set up and we put the call out there, and I started playing a female yodel howl. Started with that, went into a rabbit distress, and then did a male long howl. Then I went right into those pup distress sounds. And off to my right, this male coyote comes busting through the brush. And I stayed glued. I stayed playing that pup distress, and I told Neil. Neil said, "What happens after you shoot?" I said, "Well, you just keep playing that sound because you might get another one to come in, especially this time of year. You want to play that pup distress because that female could be right around the corner." Second one, right on the center.
Nice shot.
Give me some of that right there, Neil. Hey, good spot, brother. Yeah. That is the way it's supposed to happen. The key is don't give up on a stand, even if you have one wind you or blow out of there. Play that sound and keep going. You might get a second one to come in there and give you a shot opportunity, just like that one did. We got a coyote down. We're gonna go gather that one up. That's a pretty big old coyote. Yep. Bet you it's female. I bet this is a. Yep, she's spotting too, they're breeding. Neil, he was pumped up, man. He thought that was the coolest thing. We called in 2 coyotes on his first stand ever. I'll come play in this mud any day. Neil's like, well, we have one last place to go. It's your turn here. I'm not shooting until you kill it.
Let's do it.
And it's just one of those things, when I sit down in the last stand at night, that crepuscular hour, I gotta start with a distress sound. So I always start with like a Eastern Cottontail. And I was just thinking, man, something's gotta be hungry. Wait.
Come in.
Bird down, baby. How about that distress, man? You're like, there's gotta be a coyote out there that wants to eat something before he goes to sleep. Neil was pumped, man. He had a fur down in Mississippi. That was his first coyote, big old male coyote. See that white tip on his tail? We call that a 2-pointer, Neil. Right. You got 2 points. You got a white tip tail. Nice job, man. Good job. I'll tell you what. We got some high winds today, but we did pretty good here. How about it, Dustin? That's a pretty good day. We killed, what, 4? Man. Awesome to sit on a stand with you, Neil.
Fox Pro Fur Tactics, presented by Mossy Oak. It's not a passion, it's an obsession.
Is concealment while predator hunting important? Absolutely. While I'm predator hunting, I really gotta watch what I'm doing on a stand. Movement on a hunting stand, you gotta keep it to a minimum. But even when you're still, you have to break up your outline. Today, we have great camo patterns like Mossy Oak Brush and Mossy Oak Infinity with high detail and definition to really break up our outline when we're on a stand. Another good thing to consider when you set up a predator stand is instead of sitting on top of a hill or in the wide open, look for some kind of structure to break up your outline and break up your silhouette. This will give you more concealment on your stand. Concealment is important and it will help you big time this season when putting more fur on the ground. Rock and roll here. Point. It's coming.
He's gonna come.
Ah, missed him. Oh, shoot. Man, he caught our wind. He acted like he was gonna come though. Thought maybe he'd do the deal, but he didn't.
As soon as he got our wind, game over.
Again, we were trying to milk it a little bit. Did we get a little bit selfish? Maybe. But that's coyote hunting. We had it called in, stopped like a champ, and he turned around and winded us and got out of there. We had known after a few days that these coyotes were really targeting the cattle, and Dustin had a plan in mind. He knew where these coyotes were staying in this pasture.
This place is just kind of polluted right now with coyotes. As soon as we walked up over the hill, there was 5 coyotes, and they were just right where I thought they wouldn't be. They were laying right in with the cows.
There's one way out there going.
He's way out there.
You know, those coyotes aren't really out there harassing those calves. They're in there eating that calf crap, getting that colostrum, that high protein. It is what it is, calf poop.
There's another one down there.
There's a pile of coyotes in these cows. My gosh. That's 6, 7 coyotes right here. Which way is that wind blowing?
This way. So, I mean, I ain't against going down there and we wait 30, 40 minutes.
I ain't against
and then
that.
call.
There's so many freaking coyotes here, you almost have to, you know what I mean?
It's the only thing out there. There's somebody here. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah. And we had to put the Mohican sneak on them. We had to sneak down around there and get our wind right and set up on these coyotes. We slipped down over this hill and we saw a bunch of these coyotes. They're actually out there breeding. You can see them chasing each other around, and females laying down and being submissive.
We sat in the bushes and waited about 20, 30 minutes, seeing, okay, maybe they'll calm down and watching them. And it was a female, she was in heat. And there was, a couple dogs chasing her around, one male dog. And, he had a couple other, probably subordinate males that were kind of hanging out.
It's tough to call them away from a hot female coyote. Very interesting situation that we came across there. Cool to see them in that kind of environment, and that's how they're doing this time of year, January into February. They're breeding.
It was kind of neat watching them mess around, but they would not pay a lick of attention to anything that we threw at them. They weren't scared. They just had their mind on one thing, and that was kind of getting their freak on.
We were in here yesterday, so we killed that black coyote.
Yeah, and we saw a pile of coyotes. Wind was blowing 15 miles an hour, so we just kind of backed out.
And we didn't really call it at all.
This morning, no wind, cold still. They all hear us from a long ways away, so.
There was a pile of coyotes in here yesterday.
We'll slip down this bottom, see what happens.
Predator hunting for me is, I guess you could say I started when I was a kid coon hunting. Growing up where I grew up, originally in Ohio, we didn't have a lot of coyotes. At that time, it was kind of rare to kill a coyote. Now, you can go about anywhere and shoot one, probably in almost every state in the U.S. except Hawaii.
You want to start with a cottontail, or you want to get cracking? You feel like you're just waking up the world when you turn that Fox Pro on. Right here, Dustin. Coming in good. Let him come. Good, take him, Dustin.
Got him.
Nice shot, brother.
He's a spinner.
But he came up. He come hauling the mail. I was looking at that draw down there. You said watch that draw, and it come right up out of there. As soon as you hit the old puck stress. What do you call that?
Top secret. He got his last meal this morning.
Nice shot, brother.
Lead breakfast.
Way to make that Ruger bark. Here we go.
Not bad, first one of the morning.
Good deal. That's cool, man. That was a perfect stand. The way to break down that stand in particularly is the approach was the most important thing on that stand, I believe. And Dustin had it down, he had it nailed down good.
You've got about 80 mama cows calving. Their calves are about a week old. So those coyotes are sucked up next to those cows. A lot of times what those coyotes are doing is they're eating calf crap. It's real high in protein. So these coyotes are up there scrounging around that.
And we took our time when we came in here. We had the wind right, but you took us all the way. We circled way out around. We hiked in here pretty good.
So the best thing to do is just come out around them, stay away from them cows. So we just came around them on the backside, set up where the cows didn't even know we were in here.
Basically set up in that cedar hedgerow in the dark shadows. And we put the Fox Pro out about 20, 40 yards, started with an Eastern Cottontail. And we played that and manipulated the volume up and down for about 2 or 3 minutes. And then Dustin went to a pup distress sound. And when they're coming in like that, nice and steady, you don't need to do anything. Don't touch that collar. Don't change sounds, don't turn it up, turn it down. Just let them come on in there and it stopped by itself within 120 yards. That's when you settle the crosshairs on it and pull the trigger. And that's a perfect breakdown to a great predator hunting stand. I'll be honest with you, Mississippi, it's up there with one of my top 1, 2, or 3 places to come hunt predators. Great opportunity down here in the breeding season of the coyotes, interacting with them, calling them in, and I killed a big black coyote, so that was going on the wall.
You know, we ended up, I think we killed 5 coyotes, but if we'd had the right weather, we might have killed 10.
So get the Fox Pro out there, set it up, turn the calls on, and get rolling.
Next week on Fox Pro Furtakers, Big Al looks for redemption in Alabama. The coyotes are breeding, and he's got their number.